And special thanks to each Sands for our national anthem. Now let's make our starting lineups today. First, for the visiting Dove Creek Bulldogs. Junior, number 1, Cale Beanland. Freshman, number 2, Kyson Gritz. Senior, number 3, Josh Kittle. Senior, number 8, Trevin Ivey. Junior, number 9, Tegan Larimore. Senior, number 28, Nicholas Aragon. Junior, number 60, Connor Spigner. And senior, number 74, Chad Klein. The Bulldogs are coached by Brennan Bates and assisted by Nick Aragon, Corbin Kressler, and Adam Warren. And now the starting lineup for your Sanford Mustangs. Junior, number 2, Caden Carey. Sophomore, number 4, Tyson Miller. Junior, number 7, Rylan Mortensen. Senior, number 10, William Meloff. Senior, number 11, J.D. Fawcett. Senior, number 21, Trayson Gartrell. Sophomore, number 24, Huntley Duran. And junior, number 66, Lucas Miller. Your Mustangs are coached by Cody Reynolds and assisted by Clay Canty, Austin Edgar, and Mitch Miller.
Well, good afternoon here on this sunny November morning. Skylar Timmons here with you as football action. The Mustangs taking on the Dove Creek Bulldogs. And Mustangs with the opening kickoff. It'll be the Bulldogs starting off the day. Be 1st and 10, ball about that 32-yard line. It'll be a test of eyesight to see the scoreboard and as well as lines on the field. Everything faded this time of year. 1st and 10.
1st and 10, ball on the 32-yard line.
Handing off to number 28, giving chase. Reynolds will push him out of bounds. A huge first run gain by Nicholas Aragon.
Carry by number 28, Nicholas Aragon, results in a Bulldogs first down. 1st and 10, ball on the 48-yard line.
So about a 16-yard gain on that carry. 1st and 10. Beanland in the shotgun. Hands it off now to Josh Kibble. Tries to power up his way through the left side. He's brought down. Gain of a couple. 2nd down.
Gain of a couple on the carry by number 3, Josh Kibble. 2nd down.
So a gain of about 2 yards puts him on the 50.
2nd and 8, ball on the 50-yard line.
Well, Mustangs scratched across the win last week against Dolores. A little bit tighter matchup than they've had as of late as Beanland pitches it back, and Aragon brings it all the way down. That'll be 3rd down and just short. That'll be about 3rd and 2.
Carry by number 28, Nicholas Aragon. Gain of about 6, 3rd down.
So 3rd and about 2, we'll call it. About 11 minutes or so on the clock, or at least trying to tell. Another handoff, this time back to Kibble. He'll punch it across for the 1st down. They'll bring him down at about the 40-yard line.
Number 3, Josh Kibble with the carry. Results in a Bulldogs first down. 1st and 10, ball on the 40-yard line.
About 10:52 on the clock that I can see. Hard part about this time of day, can't see, hard to see things, but that's why I'm here. D2. First down ball on the 40-yard line. Beanland with two men in the back. Back to pass. Beanland looking downfield. Short pass to his right and wrangled in finally by Kibble. Gain of, we'll give him about 4 or 5 yards on that.
Complete pass to number 3, Josh Kibble. Gain of about 4. Second down.
So call that on about the 36 or so. Brings up second down. Lone man. Kibble now moves in motion. Takes the handoff up to the left side. Punches through. Gain of another couple. Gets him on the other side of the 35. Now back down to about the 34, 33.
Kibble with carry, gain of a couple. Third down. Third and about 4.
So third and about 4. They're healthy mix here for Dove Creek. Another handoff, this time to Aragon on the sweep, and he'll get tangled up. Mustangs stop him behind the line, or stop him. Gained another couple yards. Fourth and about 1 now.
28 Nicholas. Number 28 Nicholas Aragon with the carry. Gain of about 2 yards. Fourth and about 1.
So fourth and about 1. 9:41 on the clock, it looks like. Men in the I formation. Beanland under center. Mustangs trying to get the stop here. Fourth and short. They'll hand it off. And spinning. Did he get it? They're going to have to bring the chain gang out to measure this. That'd be close. They're going to bring the chain gang out. Hand it off to Josh Kibble. Or pardon me, up to Aragon. So here comes the chain gang down. It was about 4th and 1. He was right on the border there. Aragon got hit, spun around on the momentum. And looks like they just stopped him by a matter of inches, if anything. So that'll be a turnover on downs. Mustangs with the ball.
That run comes up just short. Turnover on downs. Mustangs ball. First and 10. Ball on the 30-yard line.
That was as close as it could get. Heck of a run by Aragon, but that Mustangs defensive line held firm and just managed to lock him out. First handoff will go to J.D. Fawcett. He'll punch it up the middle. Gain of about 4. Second down.
J.D. Fawcett with the carry. Gain of about 4. Second down.
Second and about 6. Durant takes the snap, pitches it back to Gartrell. He'll power his way forward. Plowed over Josh Kibble. And he'll bring it down for the first down. Brings it right past the 40-yard line. About to the 42.
Tracing Gartrell with the carry. Results in the Mustangs first down. First down ball on the 42-yard line.
Takes the snap. Gartrell getting tied up in the backfield. That'll be a loss of yardage. Loss of about 4. Couldn't quite see.
Tackle for loss. Loss of about 3. Second down.
Gartrell just got tied up in the traffic. Couldn't find that avenue to punch forward. This time, J.D. Foss takes the snap, hands it off to Gartrell. Gartrell on the far side. Flag on the play. He's brought down at about the 45. Looks like that was a quick holding call. Yeah, that was a holding. Holding on the offense. That was a quick holding call. That's going to lose a lot of yardage there. They're back down to about the 29, roughly about the 30. Second and long, ball on the 29-yard line. 8:32 to go here. They'll hand it off. Fawcett punches forward. He's got a lot of green. He's getting chased down. Breaks the tackle. And finally, he's taken down by Kyson Greitz. But a huge run from J.D. Fawcett. They were tugging on his jersey, but he breaks free and brings it all the way down.
J.D. Fawcett with the carry results in a Mustangs first down.
And they draw him. Get that offsides there on that. Drew him offsides. So the Mustangs again. The big run, then they draw the offsides on Dove Creek. Getting themselves about 5 or so yards.
Offsides, Dove Creek. 1st and 5.
So Mustangs again back. Hands it off to Gartrell. And again, they tie up Gartrell. Couldn't find the open lane. Loss of a couple brings them back to the 40.
Gartrell with the carry, tackle for loss. Josh Kibble, Kyson Greitz on the tackle, 2nd down.
So 2nd down. 7:35 on the clock here in the first quarter. No score. Mustangs handle the run game again. J.D. Fawcett punches it up the middle. Gain of about 5 there. Puts them back on the 35, or just shy of the 35.
J.D. Fawcett with the carry, gain of about 5. 3rd and 2.
3rd and about 2 or so. Ball on that 35-yard line. 7 minutes on the clock here in the first. Gartrell takes it, and he'll just run up the middle. And he finds the open green to the 5. Touchdown, Mustangs!
Touchdown, Mustangs! Number 21, Trayson Gartrell.
So the Mustangs punch it through for the touchdown. They'll set up now for the 2-point conversion. Gartrell, lone man. Looking back to the sideline. Gartrell steps back in. Now takes the snap. Holds on to it. And gets clipped up underneath his knees. So Mustangs are unable to convert on the 2-point conversion. But they end up with a touchdown drive. Trayson Gartrell punching it home for 6. And the Mustangs take a 6-0 lead here with 6:50 to go in the first quarter.
Two-point conversion, no good. But with 6:50 to go here in the first quarter, the Mustangs lead it 6-0.
That'll be the Mustangs' plan, is you try to pick apart that offense or that defensive line. They're going to use that triple threat running game of Gartrell, Fawcett, and Duran. They've sniffed out Gartrell a couple of times. They didn't get him that last bit as they opened up that middle lane for him to punch through. Saw J.D. Fawcett with a couple of good runs. So Mustangs, as they have so often, hold on to a lead here. Just the one penalty against the Mustangs. They have that holding call. Now they'll get set to kick with Bryce Keck ready to go. Bryce sends it flailing down, and they're just going to watch that be the touchback. Stopped on downs their last time up. Dove Creek now looking to get something rolling here. They started to, and then Mustangs held firm at the last second to keep them from that first down. So 1st and 10. Ball on that 20-yard line.
1st and 10 after the touchback. Dove Creek will set up on the 20-yard line.
Beanland under center. He's got Aragon and Kibble in the back. Hands it off to Kibble. And he'll get wrapped up. Gain of a couple.
Number 3, Josh Kibble with the carry. Gain of a couple. 2nd down.
I would gladly tell you who was in on the tackle, but it's hard to see with how quickly they're moving, and it's hard to pick up the numbers up here. Normal NFL broadcast, I'd have spotters. Again, they set up. Beanland pitches it back to Aragon. Aragon immediately gets tied up, ran right into Trayson Gartrell, stumbled him up a bit, and the conglomerate of Mustangs compile on him. Bryce Keck finally in there to take him down.
Number 28, Nicholas Aragon with the carry. Gain of another couple. 3rd and about 6. Number 32, Bryce Keck in on the tackle, among others.
Bring up 3rd down. Beanland again setting up under center. They're going for that pitch. Flips it back to Kibble. Trying to go to the outside. And he gets brought down. Mustangs held firm on the chase. Didn't give him room. Run to the sideline. Gain of about a yard on the play. Brings up 4th down.
Gain of about a yard on the play. 4th and 5.
4:50 on the clock. 4th and 5. Mustangs trying to stop it, and they'll set up for the punt. Big tall fellow there doing the kicking. That was Trevin Ivey. One bounce, picked up at the 40 by Gartrell. Stutter step. Crosses back to the near side and finally gets brought down by Nicholas Aragon. You're about a 20-yard return on the punt return. 1st and 10.
Yard return by number 21, Trayson Gartrell. 1st and 10. Ball at about the 41-yard line.
6-0 Mustangs lead it. 4:26 on the clock. And the snap, handoff to J.D. Fawcett. He'll power his way forward for a gain of about a couple.
Gain of 2 on the carry by number 11, J.D. Fawcett. 2nd down.
2nd and about 8. Ball on about that 40-yard line, maybe 39. Gartrell takes the snap, handoff to Fawcett. Fawcett ties up, breaks the tackle, stumbling forward for a few more yards, gets brought down by Josh Kibble. And that'll result in the Mustangs' 1st down again.
That carry by J.D. Fawcett results in a Mustangs 1st down. 1st and 10. Ball on the 25-yard line.
Back to pass, connecting, and running it in. Rylan Mortensen, touchdown. That a 30-yard completion. No flag.
Touchdown, Mustangs! Complete pass to number 7, Rylan Mortensen!
So Mustangs go through the air that time. Mortensen going with that out route to the corner. Makes the catch and runs it in. Broke the tackle around his ankles. Back to pass again for the 2-point conversion, but batted out of the air by tall man, Trevin Ivey. So the Mustangs punch across another touchdown, fail on the 2-point conversion. And with 3:30 to go here in the first quarter, they lead it 12-0.
2-point conversion is no good. With 3:30 to go in the first quarter, Mustangs lead it 12-0.
Well, at halftime, they will be recognizing Parents' Day, cheerleaders and the football players. Mustangs running on business today against Dove Creek thus far. I haven't been able to get the 2-point conversions going, 0 for 2 there, but defense held firm in that second drive for Dove Creek and just couldn't get anything going. They've been trying to go for those pitches, and well, if there's one thing with the Mustangs, they know how to handle a running game fairly well. They're so familiar with it. See if on this next drive how much through the air Dove Creek tries to go. But Mustangs beautifully running down with the run game, and then Gartrell pulling back with a nice completion route to Rylan Mortensen. Keck got some top spin on it, and Ivy will just let that run into, rolls out of bounds just in front of the pylons. On that top spin, it just kept bouncing away, and so it ends up getting placed all the way down to the 35. Refs were putting it in the wrong spot.
First and 10, Dove Creek will set up on the 35-yard line.
So 3:30 to go here. Refs maybe got mixed up as well. Back to pass. Beanland fires one out of desperation, and it'll fall into no man's land. Was under pressure from J.D. Fawcett. Incomplete pass.
Incomplete pass. Number 2, Kyson Gritz, the intended receiver, second down.
Well, it's just like I told you. You'll see how much they tried to go through the air on this drive as the Mustangs were sniffing out the run game. They'll set up in that I formation now. Under center is Beanland. You've got Gibble and hands it off to Aragon. Aragon started to go to the left and then punched up the middle. Gain of about 5.
Just Gibble with the carry. Gain of about 5, third down.
Third and about 5, maybe 6. Just shy of that 30, shy of the 40, so put them on the 39. 39. Under 3 minutes to go now. 12-0. Mustangs lead it. Mustangs looking for another stop here. High snap. Beanland back to pass. Short, and it kicks off. Incomplete. Bryce Keck got a little eager, picked it up, and wanted to run it back for a touchdown, but incomplete pass.
Incomplete pass, fourth down.
Tried to go for a short route, and I think Nicholas Aragon got caught off guard, had his back to him, and Trevin Ivey was also in there trying to block. Now Ivy will be the one to punt. Short kick. Bounces right around the 39. Gartrell picks it up, stuttering, comes to the near side. Back and does a front flip on the tackle. Nicholas Aragon taking him down. So Mustangs will set up. Just around that 44. 1st and 10. On the return, Trayson Gartrell brings it to about the 44-yard line. Number 28, Nicholas Aragon on the tackle. 1st and 10. Ball on the 39, 2:27 to go here in the first. Gartrell back to pass, short pass, and trying to go for a low target to Ben Fawcett. Got hit from behind. That was Tegan Larimore to break it up. 2nd down. Incomplete pass, number 3, Ben Fawcett, the intended receiver. Number 9, Tegan Larimore there to break it up. 2nd down. So 2nd down, Mustangs tried the pass. We'll be back now. Hand off to Huntley Duran. Duran pushing his blockers. And they're trying to rip that ball out of his hands. They'll finally bring him down. As momentum was stopped around that 43-yard line. 3rd down. Carry by Huntley Duran, gain of about 9, 3rd down. So 3rd and about 1. They'll pitch it over to J.D. Fawcett. And Fawcett, he's got a lot of green. Nothing but daylight to the 10. Touchdown, Mustangs. Well, it wasn't pretty, but they get it in. Touchdown, Mustangs. Number 11, J.D. Fawcett. They had an early motion started, and it was a low snap. And somehow Gartrell was able to pitch it over to Huntley Duran before he was taken down. Gartrell will just run it up the middle, in for the 2-point conversion. Trayson Gartrell runs it in for the 2-point conversion. With a minute 46 to go here in the first quarter. The Sanford Mustangs lead it 20-0. Once again, J.D. Fawcett with another strong run up the middle. They pitch it over to the right on the far side. Right side of those hash marks, and a cross route from J.D. There's a break a tackle and had nothing but daylight to run it home. Mustangs make quick work. Well, they were trying to convert on 3rd down. They say, well, never mind, we'll just convert it into a touchdown. So 20-0, they lead it here with a minute 46 to go in the first quarter. Dove Creek came into this one about 4-4 on the year. Had some up and down, and were able to handle, lost narrowly to Dolores a couple weeks ago, and then last week they handed Sargent a big shutout loss. So they come into this one. Even on the year, we're hoping for a little bit better luck against this Mustangs team, but the Mustangs come out in full force. Last regular game of the season. They go for the onside, and the Mustangs recovered it at the 45. Bryce Keck gets the big hop. Mustangs say, oh, let's keep going. Mustangs recover the onside kick. 1st and 10, ball on the 45-yard line. How about that? They go for the onside kick. It works. Bryce Keck got the big bouncy ball kick. Favorable bounces, and they end up now good field position. 1st and 10. Ball in the 45. Gartrell will hold on to it. Moves to his right now. Plows ahead. That'll be a first down. Just shy of the... There's a flag on the play. Holding on the offense. It's like William Maloff trying to get explanation.
Holding on the offense. Replay first down.
So at the side of the foul. So Mustangs will lose a couple yards. Loss of about 4 or 5.
1st and 14 for the Mustangs.
Minute and a half to go here. Ball on that 48-yard line. Goes back to Gartrell. He'll hold on to it again. Goes out to the far side. Trying to stiff arm, but Kibble was not letting go and brings him down at about the 40-yard line.
Carry of about 10 by number 21, Trace and Gartrell. 2nd down, ball on the 40-yard line. Number 3, Josh Kibble on the tackle.
So 2nd down, Mustangs again will try to reset here. Hand off to Huntley Duran. Come to the far side on the near. Stumbling and trying to find some open room. He's got the little stutter steps. Like he's trying to gain speed. And it works out as he plows it ahead past for the first down. And they're on the short side of the 35, so put them on the 34.
Huntley Duran with the carry results in another Mustangs first down. 1st and 10, ball on the 34-yard line.
And bobble on the ground. Gartrell will hustle it. Tried to go with the handoff to Huntley Duran. Ball got knocked out. Helmet. Gartrell hops on top of it, and that'll end the first quarter. So at the end of 1, Mustangs lead it 20-0. Scared for the second quarter. Mustangs drive. They recovered their own fumble. Now we'll head down to the other side of the field and get ready to sit up there.
At the end of the first quarter, the score, Sanford Mustangs 20, Dove Creek Bulldogs 0.
Nice sunny day here in Sanford, Colorado. It's the start of November. But he had a good Halloween last night. Plenty of candy. I know I got plenty of candy, but that's also because I went to the store and got it. And haven't had trick-or-treaters in probably in about 15, even 20 years, it seems. So second down, loss of maybe half a yard. So 2nd and 10 for the Mustangs is to kick off the second quarter here. Duran moves up into tight end position almost. Gartrell back to pass, looking downfield, lets it fly. Mortensen makes the grab! All the way down to the 5-yard line.
Complete pass to number 7, Rylan Martinson. First down for the Mustangs. 1st and goal. Ball on the 5-yard line.
Mortensen got out in front on the deep throw, and Gartrell placed it perfectly, and with a little aid from Rylan, who reached out and able to tumble forward. Gartrell will hold on to it and hops in for the touchdown.
Touchdown, Mustangs! Number 21, Trayson Gartrell.
So 26-0, Mustangs bunch across, another touchdown. Huge completion to Rylan Mortensen to make the snag at the 5 as he tumbled and he managed to hold on. Gartrell rolling out to the right and into the corner. And maybe getting tripped up was Jared McCarroll. So incomplete pass. They can't get the conversion. But with 11:32 here to go in the second quarter, Mustangs lead it 26-0.
Incomplete pass on the two-point conversion. 11:32 to go in the second quarter. Mustangs lead it 26-0.
So Mustangs, another strong drive there. That's what you've got to do to be able to mix in the runs, but having the Mustangs able to roll back and get a couple throws in, downfield especially. Rylan Mortensen with that speed, able to burn that secondary coverage. Got downfield in a hurry, and Gartrell able to connect with him. A huge play, and then it sets up an easy 5-yard run for Gartrell to punch it home. Now the Mustangs can't get so... Well, that's how it is with the C-man football. Guys can get so set in ways of just one method of trying to run an offense. Obviously, Mustangs will be a lot more reliant on the running game. But we even saw with Dolores, a team that can get good at throwing the ball. We've seen in the past teams that can get good at throwing the ball, and you can have trouble having a mixture of the two. You have a good blend of them. Kick will go with a normal kick this time. Got it around the 15. And big gain there by Ivy. Brings it down to about the 35. Big man brings it down.
Trevin Ivy with the return brings it down to about the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
So 1st and 10 on that 35. I think they're trying to place the ball on the right spot. Two-man to the right side. Now handoff to Aragon. Side and wrapping him up. Rylan Mortensen brings him down. Gain of about 5, maybe 6 on it.
Number 20, Nicholas Aragon with the carry. Gain of about 7. 2nd down. Number 7, Rylan Mortensen in on the tackle.
2nd and about 3. Again, we'll go with the sweep. This time it'll be short pass over to Kibble. And wrapping up Mortensen, and then it'll be Ben Fawcett to finally bring him down. That'll be just short of the 1st down.
For a complete pass to number 3, Josh Kibble. Gain of about 2. 3rd and 1. Number 3, Ben Fawcett on the tackle.
They went with the short pass, and we'll go with a timeout for Dove Creek. Here with 10:14 to go.
Timeout, Dove Creek Bulldogs, their first of the half.
So with 3rd and 1, they'll convene to try and figure out, well, what do we want to do to try and punch this one across? They're in the similar situation, their first drive of the game, and the Mustangs able to put up a barrier and lock them down. They'll look to try and do that again. Mustangs in that 3-4-2. Hand off, and he'll punch it across for the first down. Ball loose on the ground. Did they get the first down? It doesn't look like there was a fumble. And that'll be a first down. They punch it across.
Dogs with a gain of a yard results in a first down. 1st and 10, ball on the 45-yard line.
10:07 to go here in the first. 26-0. Back to pass. Quick pass over to the right side. And they'll bring him back down behind the line of scrimmage. Complete pass to Josh Kibble. The loss of about half a yard.
No gain on the play. Complete pass to number 3, Josh Kibble. 2nd down.
Second and 10. Call it second 10 and a half. .34 as the clock ticks away. 26-0 Mustangs lead it. Here in the second quarter, one timeout used by the Bulldogs. They'll pitch it back, dropped on the ground. Went with the pitch to the junior Tegan Larimore and just absolutely bobbled it, and that'll lose them about 5 more yards. They're down to about the 41.
Loss of yardage on the play. Loss of about 5. 3rd and 15.
So 3rd down. Lone man in the backfield is Cale Beanland. Now he'll fake the handoff. Looking, short pass. And trying to break through, but no gain. Gain of maybe about a couple on the connection to Larimore.
Complete pass to number 9, Tegan Larimore. Gain of a couple. 4th and 12.
Gain of a couple yards, but they'll bring up a long 4th down, and again, they'll send out the punting unit. Gartrell waits around the 20. That'll be Trevin Ivey. Set to kick. 8 minutes on the clock. And he'll roll it now. Takes one big hop. Picked up just past the 20. Gartrell coming to the near side of the field. Cuts across, trying to find the sideline. And he'll ram into one. And a flag on the play. Some unnecessary roughness. Gartrell was out, and then came running in. Connor Horn Beanland running into him. So that looked like, my guess was Well, either way, Mustangs are all the way down to the 30. 1st and 10. Gartrell on ahead. He'll bring it down to about the 25.
Tracing Gartrell with the carry, gain of about 5, 2nd down.
And Gartrell punches through to the 5. Touchdown. Look at on the snap. Went to that left side hole and just ran it all the way home.
Touchdown, Mustangs! Number 21, Trayson Gartrell.
So 7 minutes on the clock. Mustangs punch home another one. And they'll get it in.
The 2-point conversion is complete. With about 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter, Mustangs lead it 34-0.
So 7 minutes to go. Mustangs lead 34-0 as they'll get ready for the kickoff here. Dove Creek has not had the best start to their afternoon. They've only gained, I want to say, maybe 2, maybe 3 first downs. No more than 4. They've had their drives stalled out. Turnover on downs each time. Backspin gathered in by Kyson Gritz. And he brings it down to about the 29-yard line.
Kyson Gritz with the return brings it down to about the 29-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Dove Creek Bulldogs. Under 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
Again, they'll go for that sweeping motion and hand off to Aragon. Rolls out to the right side and got his jersey tangled up and Colton Reynolds got a handful of something. But a big gain results in a first down.
Carried by Nicholas Aragon results in a Bulldogs first down. 1st and 10. Ball on the 45-yard line.
Run goes up the middle, and Josh Kibble running into a brick wall. Do much of anything. Gain of a couple. Second down.
Gain of a couple yards on the carry by Josh Kibble. Second down.
Looks like Tegan Larimore coming up limp on that play. So check him out down by the 41. Looks like that left leg, checking around that knee area, looks like, or up on that ankle, somewhere on that left leg. He's having trouble really putting any pressure on it, getting caught in that scrum. So he'll get his helmet off and they'll check him over again. 34-0, Mustangs lead it. 6:26 on the clock here. Bulldogs, their first play of this new set of downs. They'll help him off. They're going to pretty much carry him off that left leg. Yeah, he's getting a couple more steps on it, but they're going to check him out over on the Dove Creek sideline. So Tegan Larimore, keep an eye on him. Getting banged up on that left leg in that last play. Gain of a couple yards, second down. I always hate to see injuries, and I'll take him over to the trainer's table to get him looked at.
Second and about 8.
Set again, fakes the handoff, trying to go deep, and tapped away. That was Caden Carey knocking it away.
Incomplete pass, number 2, Tyson Gretz, the intended receiver. Number 2, Caden Carey, there to knock it away. Third down.
Job on that coverage by Carey. Kept the pressure on it as it got closer. Just stuck a hand up and batted it away. This brings up third down. Holding on to it is Beanland. Spinning, and he'll get brought down. Gain of maybe about a yard or so, but brings up fourth down once again.
Number 1, Cale Beanland with the carry. Gain of a couple yards. Brings up fourth down. Ball on the 49-yard line.
Under 6 minutes to go here. Mustangs out in front, 34-0. It looks like they're gonna try and go for it with a little bit of that Hail Mary action. Low snap, and he'll get brought down, and ball was knocked out of his hands. They stopped it anyway. That was William Maloff. Yeah, they'll keep it where it was. I think they called it an incomplete pass, but either way, turnover on downs.
Turnover on downs. First and 10. Mustangs will take it on about the 47-yard line.
So they'll say he went with a throw. His handoff to Huntley Duran. Duran will run it down to about the 45.
Huntley Duran with a gain of about 4. Second down. Ball on the 45-yard line.
Carey comes off, going in Ben Fawcett. Again, setting up with the 3 men on the 50. Trying to stack up. Gartrell holds onto it himself with the fake handoff. Gain of a couple more. Makes it about 3rd and 6.
Gartrell with the carry, gain of a couple. 3rd and about 6. Pardon me, 3rd and about 4.
Four or 5 yards for the Mustangs now. Clock ticks away. 4:20 on the clock here in the second quarter. We'll have halftime. It will be recognizing the parents here at the end of the regular season. Gartrell holds on to it again, and he's gone to the 20, the 10. Touchdown! An easy run in for Trayson Gartrell, and the Mustangs extend their lead.
Touchdown, Mustangs! Yeah, number 21, Trayson Gartrell.
So 40-0, Mustangs lead it now. They'll try to punch it home as the clock ticks away. And they'll get stopped. Nothing doing there. But with 3:30 on the clock, Mustangs lead it 40-0. So we get ready, closer to running into halftime.
With under 3.5 to go here in the second quarter, Mustangs lead it 40-0.
Well, up not high now, so clock will tick away. Mustangs again, another strong drive, and that offensive line is just opening up the lane perfectly for Gartrell to just punch it home. As soon as he gets out in front of those, blockers, there's really no chance of chasing him down. Mustangs have the one complete passing touchdown through the air. Everything else has been on the ground. J.D. Fawcett's punched home a couple, and Trayson Gartrell's punched home the others. Rylan Mortensen with the pass reception for a touchdown. Mustangs have been firmly in control as defenses held firm in this one. So under 2 minutes to go here. Keck rockets one, and that's going to land in the end zone for the touchback. Heck of a kick there by Bryce Keck. So we'll have a chance to try and run a couple plays here before halftime. Mustangs leading 40-0. Stove Creek tries to move quickly. Ball will set up on the 20-yard line.
1st and 10, ball on the 20-yard line after the touchback.
So we'll have a chance to try and, might try to go with a couple of pass plays here. Beanland back, rolled out, and fires it to the sideline, and it was intercepted by Ben Fossa, but a flag on the play. Trevin Ivey, the intended receiver, but that might be pass interference. Pass interference.
Pass interference on the Mustangs.
So 30 seconds here. $20 seconds now. We'll try to get something going here quick. 10 seconds now left on the clock. They'll pitch it back to Aragon. Outside, now steps up the middle. I'll call the timeout.
Timeout, Bulldogs.
So timeout by the Bulldogs. That was their second half. Big gain there by Aragon. Second at about 3. They'll try to set up one last play here to close out the half. Mustangs have been firmly in control of this one. They'll try to get the stop here and then head into halftime with a big lead.
Second and about 3.
They'll set it up here. Kibble put in motion, rolling out Beanland, looking to the sideline. Now sends it back up the middle, and it falls into no man's land, and that'll end the half. Mustangs in the driver's seat. They've got a commanding 40-0 lead here in this one. They'll likely have a little bit of an extended halftime, but stick around. Mustangs firmly in control, 40-0. So we end the halftime here on the Sanford Events YouTube channel.
And we'd have parents of the players be sure to meet down over by the gate. And parents be sure to go meet down by the gate. I don't know how. I'm not the clock guy. Someone give me a thumbs up when they're ready. Fans, with it being the last regular season home game, as always, we like to spend some time here at halftime and recognize our parents of both the football and the cheerleading squad. Starting off with our freshmen. We have Noah Crowther with his parents, Bryce and Fallon Crowther. Ryan McCarroll with Mike and Tara McCarroll. Blake Miller with Mitch and Sarah Miller. And Jackson Mortensen with JR and Kim Mortensen. On to our sophomores. We have Huntley Duran with Ed and Christy Duran. Audrey Edgar. Tyson Miller with Austin and Jenny Miller. And Colton Reynolds with Ryan and Deborah Reynolds. For our juniors, we have Caden Carey with Joe and Hannah Carey. Colin Miller with Rio and Tanya Miller. Lucas Miller with Austin and Jenny Miller. And Rylan Mortensen with Michael and Chantry Mortensen. And now on to our seniors. Coulter Canty with Brock and Tandy Canty. Ryan Cordova with Mark and Lisa Cordova. Ben Fawcett with Tyler and Rochelle Fawcett. JD Fawcett with Jeremy and Melissa Fawcett. Trayson Gartrell with Jay and Leanne Gartrell. Bryce Keck with Christina Keck. William Maloff with Shasta and Clint Mortensen. And Jared McCarroll with Mike and Tara McCarroll. And of course, let's recognize our coaches, Cody Reynolds with his wife, Kelly Reynolds. Clay Canty with Asia Canty. Austin Edgar with Audrey Edgar. And Mitch Miller with Sarah Miller. In a round of applause for our football players and their parents. Recognize them and appreciate all that they've done, especially our seniors. Now, on to our cheerleaders. With our sophomores, Haley Metzger-Agan with her parents Michael and Kayla Metzger-Agan. Ambrosia Taylor with Eddie Taylor and Tara DeGolier. For our juniors, Rayleigh Atencio and with AJ and Tiffany Atencio. Tamlin Mortensen with Ron and Jan Mortensen. And with our seniors, Tegan Crowther with Corey and Amy Crowther. And Megan Duran with Jessica and Carlos Morales. And in memory of her father, Mikey Duran. Also the cheerleading manager, McKinley Crowther with Kendra and Russell Crowther. And their coach, Kendra Crowther with Russell Crowther. Again, a big round of applause for our cheerleaders and football players and their parents. We couldn't do any of this without you. We appreciate your support and all that you've done.
Well, welcome back here to the second half. Mustangs football here on the Sanford Events YouTube channel. Skylar Timmons here with you. Not sure if I ever mentioned that, but if you've been watching, you know it's me. Well, if you're just joining us, you missed a first half dominated by the Mustangs. Mustangs have roughly about 5 or 6 touchdowns. Completion. They do have a couple of 2-point conversions they put across. They lead to here 40-0 over Dove Creek, and Dove Creek saw their last drive stall out. They've had a rough go of it on offense, and the Mustangs will start with the ball here first. Trayson Gartrell has punched home a couple of touchdowns rushing. J.D. Fawcett's got a couple, and then Rylan Mortensen tried to go for the onside kick. They watched it roll to the 50, and they'll throw the flag down. Trying to call whether that went far enough before they made contact with it, but so Mustangs will start with the ball. Legal touching, it looks like first touching. Bad kick. Hey! Respect the effort. So it'll be a Mustangs ball, 1st and 10. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. No gain on the play is J.D. Fawcett. Takes the first handoff and loss of maybe about a yard. Loss of a yard on the play. 2nd down. I'll leave to the Mustangs as the clock ticks away here. And they're going to run it a lot. They've already got that healthy lead, so not much reason to do a whole lot. Or at least changing up the formula. Snap. And Gartrell holds onto it. And he's got a lot of green. He's going to burn. To the 5, touchdown. That's how the second half will kick off. Mustangs drive it home for another touchdown. Touchdown, Mustangs! Number 21, Trayson Gartrell. So the Mustangs punch one home easily. Gartrell comes off. They send in, it's like Ryan McCarroll is in there along with Huntley Duran and J.D. Fawcett. Get a chance for some of the JV squad to get some action here in game. Back to pass McCarroll, and he'll get wrangled up and brought down hard by Trevin Ivey. So 10:20 to go here in the third quarter. Mustangs lead at 46-0. With about 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter, Mustangs lead at 46-0. So Mustangs will get ready for the kick from Bryce Keck. Comes down, picked up by Aragon. Out the outside, and he gets brought down. It's like Colton Reynolds and Coulter Canty there on the tackle. So 1st and 10. Well, I can't quite see it. Somewhere, it's somewhere on the field, around the 25, 26, looks like.
1st and 10, ball about the 28-yard line.
Complete pass, but there's Rylan Mortensen to knock down Connor Horn-Beanland. No gain on the play.
Complete pass, number 22, Connor Horn-Beanland. Number 7, Rylan Mortensen with the tackle for a loss. 2nd down.
Mack in a big run here. He's going to break free. Gartrell hustling down. And he'll get his prey as he knocks him down. A big run for Cale Beanland. Pardon me, that was the handoff to Geising Greitz. Brings it all the way down. About that 5-yard line.
Geising Greitz with the carry, brings it all the way down to about the 5-yard line. Dove Creek Bulldogs 1st down. 1st and goal.
So a huge run punching through. Beanland hands it off, and they'll punch it in for the touchdown. Josh Kibble gets it in.
Touchdown for the Bulldogs. Number 3, Josh Kibble.
So 46-6, Mustangs lead it. And incomplete as they ransack him. So they can't get the 2-point conversion, but with 6 minutes to go, Mustangs lead 46-6. As no shutout today, but that's all right.
With 5:45 to go here in the 3rd quarter, Mustangs lead it 46-6.
So 4:30 on the clock here as we get ready for another kickoff, and they'll try to go for the onside kick. Doesn't work this time as Jared McCarroll snags it and falls on top. again, you got to respect the effort. And now the Mustangs will take good field position right in between the 45 and the 50. So roughly the 47. 1st and 10. 1st and 10, Mustangs will set up on about the 47-yard line. Yeah, and they try to go for the drive, but nothing going. Huntley Duran, gain of about a yard or so. Number 24, Huntley Duran with the carry, gain of about a yard. 2nd down. Colton Reynolds will come in, placing Trayson Gartrell, who heads to the sideline. See a chance here for Coach Cody Reynolds to shuffle his guys in here. Reynolds with Fawcett and Duran. Here's the snap. Reynolds will hold on to it. Pitches it back to Fawcett. Fawcett to the outside. Rolls through his man. Brings it down to about the 45 on Dove Creek's end. J.D. Fawcett. Gain of about 7. 3rd and about 2. Ball on the Bulldogs' 45-yard line. Here's the snap, handoff to Fawcett. Fawcett breaks through, got in the scrum. He's leaving them behind to the 10. Touchdown, Mustangs! It looked like the play had been stalled, and then Fawcett broke through and just kept running. Touchdown, Mustangs! Number 11, J.D. Fawcett. So a heck of a run for J.D. Fawcett. Just plowed through and just kept on running. Mustangs get one right back. Colton Reynolds will come in. They'll set up with 4 receivers, 2 on each side. Reynolds will hold on to it, and he'll run it up the middle in for the 2-point conversion. Number 1, Colton Reynolds runs it in for the 2-point conversion. With a minute 20 to go here in the 3rd, Mustangs lead at 54-6. So the Mustangs well out in front in this one. Another touchdown drive. A relatively short drive. They have a commanding lead as clock's going to likely wind down before the kick actually gets off here. That continuously running clock. Bryce will just kind of take his time, and there goes the clock. They spend all that time, now they'll have to move the ball and the tee to the other side of the field. So those little nuances happen, but this has been a commanding game for the Mustangs. Total, this last regular season game. This is a Mustangs team that'll be losing 8 seniors on the team. So you're losing 8 seniors: Coulter Canty, Ryan Cordova, Ben Fawcett, J.D. Fawcett, Trayson Gartrell, Bryce Keck, William Maloff, and Jared McCarroll. And you have to start seeing some more influx and guys stepping up. You'll have 4 seniors moving up into next year with Caden Carey, Colin Miller, Lucas Miller, and Rylan Mortensen. And then you've got 4 sophomores on the squad, and then add in the 5 freshmen. So guys moving up. Incoming class, you have to see how does this team evolve and start getting some more guys into the action. Kind of passing of the torch. These seniors try to have that one last ride. Ball loose on the return. Caden Carey was there on the tackle, but gathered back in by maybe some jawing between Trevin Ivey and Jared McCarroll. So 1st and 10. Ball just shy of the 25. It's on the 24-yard line. 1st and 10, ball on the 24-yard line for the Bulldogs. When they bring him down, not much place Abel could go. He gets wrangled up, so a tackle for a loss. Brings up 2nd down. Carry by Kilwell, tackle for loss, 2nd down. Slightly put in motion. Now the handoff to Aragon. Comes to the far side. He'll keep plowing ahead, but he's finally brought down. Not sure who it was exactly. It's like Rylan Mortensen was there to bring him down. Brings up 3rd down. Number 3, Josh Cable with the carry. Gain of a couple. 3rd down. Number 7, Rylan Mortensen on the tackle. Keck and Maloff will come off the field. Again, they'll set up with 3 receivers. 1 man in the backfield. Beanland's back to snap. Throws up the middle and connected and bobbled in and out of the hands. Had Kibble in the middle, in the midfield. Bobbled it around. Incomplete pass. Number 3, Josh Kibble, the intended receiver. 4th down. 4th down, and we'll see. Down just playing in normal again, setting up with 3 receivers. 1 man in the back with Beanland. Beanland again back to pass. Throws up midfield and can't connect with his target. Colin Reynolds there with the pressure to knock it away. Incomplete pass, number 3, Josh Gill, the intended receiver. Turnover on downs. Mustangs ball. 1st and 10. And we'll get a timeout here by the Mustangs. Timeout, Mustangs. So with 8:36 to go, 54-6, Mustangs lead it. Taking a timeout is the Mustangs. I'm just going to run through a quick game plan here offensively. How they want to run through some things here. Try out some things, likely with some of that younger squad. The regional tournament next week, next Friday, November 7th, and then November 8th is the state playoffs. And the 13th will be the volleyball state tournament, as well as the 15th and the 16th, and that 16th football state playoffs as well this month. And then, not long after that, basketball season will get underway. Of course, you can find all that action for basketball here on the Sanford Events YouTube channel. And stay tuned for any updates with as it pertains to volleyball stuff. Well, the regional stuff. Second and about 9. Ryan McCarroll's back there. Takes the snap. Handoff and getting tied up immediately. And it was Blake Miller. Handoff to Blake Miller. No gain on the play. Third down. Ball on the about 25. Ryan McCarroll getting guidance there on the sideline. McCarroll in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Back to pass. Short pass. Connects. And held on by Colin Miller. Complete pass to number 12, Colin Miller. 4th and 5. And I'll bring up 4th down. See if the younger squad can get something going here. Trailing here 54-6 is Dove Creek. The continuously running clock has been a dominant running game by the Mustangs. Their drives have not lasted long. Handoff. And he'll get stopped behind the line of scrimmage. So Blake Miller with the run. Nothing doing. There'll be a turnover on downs. 1st and 10. Turnover on downs. 1st and 10. Dove Creek with the ball with 6 minutes to go. So the Mustangs will head back out on defense. No change. Much change. Back, the handoff. Trying to break free, and Aragon gets taken down. It's Rylan Mortensen again. Number 28, Nicholas Aragon with the carry. Gain of about a yard, or loss of about a yard. Number 7, Rylan Mortensen on the tackle. Along with number 10, William Maloff. McCarroll, Jared McCarroll, back in on the field as Caden Carey comes off. Again, setting up with roughly 3 receivers. Back, rolling out to the right in the pocket. Beanland lets one fire to the sideline, and in and out of his hands. Aragon cleared some room, pushing off of Colton Reynolds, but it sails through his hands. Incomplete, 3rd down. Incomplete pass, number 28, Nicholas Aragon, the intended receiver. 3rd down. 4:34 now. Again, they'll set up trying to perhaps go with the passing game. Short receiver position, they've got a wide out. Handoff to Aragon. Bunch to the right side. And Colton Reynolds gathers him up and brings him down. Gain on the play, but that brings up fourth down. Gain about 7 on the carry by Nicholas Aragon. 4th down. Aragon came close to breaking free there, but nothing doing. 3:40 on the clock, 54-6. Mustangs lead. They have firmly in position those first 3 quarters. It's 4th quarter now. Giving a chance for the next generation, the rising generation. And they'll get the stop on 4th down. Went with the run, nothing doing. Nicholas Aragon, another run. Comes up empty, turnover on downs. Turnover on downs, brings up Sanford ball. 1st and 10. Ball on about the 30-yard line. Mustangs in the huddle. Clock ticks away, 2:50. And you've got Ryan McCarroll and Blake Miller under center. Comes to McCarroll, back to pass, tipped up in the air, gathered by Aragon, giving chase. And he darts through the crowd. Sticking with him is Colin Miller, just misses the tackle. And finally knocking him out, Cody Miller. Interception for number 28, Nicholas Aragon. Number 33, Cody Miller on the tackle. So taking a timeout here. 2:12 on the clock. Mustangs leading 54-6. Aragon, that last minute throw from McCarroll got tipped up, batted in the air. Kicked up, and Aragon snagging it. Looked like the Mustangs almost had him pinched. Then he breaks through that crowd, and Cody Miller came flying down the field. Finally, shoulder checks him out of play, out of bounds. So that'll do it. I'll bring up a 1st and goal situation. 1st and goal for the Bulldogs. Ball on about the 3-yard line. Ball on about the 3. Backhand, punching it through. Be a touchdown for Trevin Ivey, the senior. Punching it across. Touchdown for the Bulldogs. Number 8, Trevin Ivey. So the clock rolling. That'll hit 2 minutes. That gets them up to 54-12. Try to punch across the 2-point conversion. Gil Beanland takes a high snap, quick throw, and caught by Ivy again for the 2-point conversion. So 54-14, Mustangs lead it. 2-point conversion is good. With a minute 40 to go, Mustangs lead it 54-14. So Mustangs, that interception ends up paying big dividends for Dove Creek. Unfortunately, with close to a minute to go, everybody's sort of taking their sweet time as they wait for this game to close out. But a strong game performance by the Mustangs. A solid regular season by the Mustangs, who now look to try and make a run in the playoffs. It's now under a minute to go. Ball falls off the tee. They'll try and go for their little onside kick.
Go up and get it.
And maybe a flag. So John at the line. So flag on Dove Creek. Again, they went for the onside kick, didn't go far enough. So the Mustangs will set up with 24 seconds to go, 1st and 10. Looks like they'll be on about that 40-yard line. The flag on the kick. Timeout by the Bulldogs. 1st and 10, ball on the 35-yard line for the Mustangs. So timeout by the Bulldogs. 24 seconds on the clock. A chance for Dove Creek to get some of the other guys on the squad out there. Mustangs will have a chance to run a play. See if they get something big here. So they'll come out 1st and 10, ball on the 35. Jason Gartrell, J.D. Fawcett both having good games again on the rushing game. A lot of yardage. Those go into the victory formation and kneel it. And that'll likely do it here as handshakes all around, fist bumps. And that'll do it on this one as the Mustangs win this one big, 54-14. So again, as always, we appreciate you tuning in here on the Sanford Events YouTube channel. Watch another Mustangs victory as the clock expires, and the Mustangs win it 54-14.
Final score in this one, the Dove Creek Bulldogs 14, your Sanford Mustangs 54.
Well-fought game by the Mustangs. Had everything rolling. Defense was impeccable majority of the game. And then that offense, the running game, able to plow through and carrying them. As the Mustangs now finish out the regular season with a W. Now we'll get ready for playoffs starting next week. And so we appreciate folks tuning in. Until next time, this has been Skylar Timmons signing off for Mustangs football.